Doctors across the U.S. are genuinely surprised because a simple everyday drink, one most people overlook, is suddenly helping older adults restore warm, steady blood flow to their legs and feet in just a matter of hours. And if you're over 60, dealing with cold toes, heavy ankles, or that frustrating numbness that makes every step feel uncertain, this might be the first explanation that finally makes sense. Let's be honest, you're not feeling this way because you're just getting older. What's really happening is that your blood vessels have been whispering for help, and no one has ever shown you how to listen. That tightness, that early morning stiffness, that sinking feeling when you stand up, it's not weakness. It's circulation slowing down long before it should. And you're far from alone. Nearly 70% of Americans over 60 show signs of reduced lower leg circulation. Not just from aging, but from silent inflammation, a drop in nitric oxide production, years of sitting more than moving, and blood vessels losing the strength they once had. The good news? There are simple, natural ways to change this, starting today. In this video, I'm going to share 6 powerful circulation-boosting drinks and 2 strategic habits I teach my own patients here in the U.S. These aren't gimmicks. They're backed by real physiology and years of clinical experience. And if you stay with me through the end, you'll learn which drink works the fastest, which one builds long-term strength in your arteries, the best time to drink each one, and the surprising number 1 choice many cardiologists quietly recommend. But before we begin, let me ask you something. How old are you, and has this video been helpful for you so far? Share it in the comments. We read everyone and try to respond whenever we can. Thank you for being here with Senior Health Tips, Healthy Aging. Let's get started. Number 6 on our list is a drink that looks almost too simple. Yet inside the body, it performs like a quiet, disciplined worker who shows up every single day, clocking in, opening tiny blood vessels, and helping circulation find its rhythm again. I'm talking about a warm cup of green tea paired with fresh ginger, but not the version you're used to hearing about. Let me break this down the way I explain it to my patients. Green tea is packed with compounds called catechins. These little molecules act like gentle cleaners for your blood vessels. They move through the bloodstream, reduce oxidative stress, and help the inner lining of your arteries relax. When arteries relax, blood doesn't have to fight its way through. It moves smoothly, quietly, the way it was meant to. Think of catechins as tiny hands loosening tight knots in the vessel walls. Now add ginger, and everything changes. Ginger contains gingerol, a compound that warms the body from the inside out. But this warmth isn't just a feeling. Gingerol actually helps thin, thick, sluggish blood and calms inflammation in areas where circulation has slowed for years. For someone over 60, that is huge. Because the older we get, the more inflammation tends to sit quietly around the lower legs and ankles, making them feel heavy or stiff. Ginger cuts through that like sunlight melting frost. And here's something most seniors don't realize. You absorb these benefits better when the drink is warm, not iced. After 60, your digestive system naturally becomes less efficient. Warm liquids help blood vessels open, help nutrients absorb faster, and actually stimulate the gut in a way cold drinks can't. A warm cup of green tea with ginger is like sending a friendly wake-up call throughout your entire circulatory system. It unlocks the sleepy capillaries, those tiny vessels that have been underperforming for years, letting fresh oxygen finally reach your toes and feet. That's why mid-morning is the perfect time to drink it. Early enough that your body isn't tired yet. Late enough that your breakfast has settled and blood flow is naturally beginning to slow. A warm cup around 10 a.m. nudges circulation back into motion, right when your energy tends to dip. And if you've ever noticed your feet feeling a little warmer or lighter after a cup of tea, that's not your imagination. That's circulation coming back online, slowly, steadily, without you even realizing it. This simple combination has helped many older adults feel more stable when standing, more confident walking around the house, and less weighed down by that heavy leg feeling that so many people assume is just aging. Number 5 on our list might surprise you, not because of the fruit, but because of the spice that goes with it. We're talking about pure pomegranate juice mixed with just a tiny pinch of cayenne pepper. And I know, the moment people hear cayenne, they tense up a little. It sounds dangerous, too strong, maybe even a little crazy for someone over 60. But here's the twist. Used correctly, cayenne is not only safe, it's one of the most reliable natural boosters for circulation we have. And when you pair it with pomegranate, something remarkable happens inside your blood vessels. Let me explain this in the most simple, practical way. Pomegranate is loaded with polyphenols, natural antioxidants that act like repair crews for your arteries. They help soothe the inner lining, reduce stiffness, and support nitric oxide production. And nitric oxide, as you already know, is the key that tells blood vessels to open up and let blood travel more freely down to your legs and feet. Think of polyphenols as softening those narrow hallways that have slowly tightened with age. Then comes cayenne, the ingredient that scares people but shouldn't. Cayenne contains capsaicin, a warming compound that tells your body, hey, let's get the blood moving. Capsaicin doesn't burn your insides the way people imagine. Instead, it gently stimulates circulation much like a warm shower on a cold morning. It increases blood flow in minutes, especially to areas that have been cold or numb for years. But if the idea of spice still makes you nervous, here's the good news. You only need the smallest pinch, truly. Just a dusting, about 1/16 of a teaspoon, is enough to activate circulation without overwhelming your mouth. And if you're really sensitive to heat, you can stir the drink well and let it sit for a minute or two. The longer it rests, the gentler the cayenne becomes. Some people even take one small bite of whole grain bread afterward to soften the warmth. And this combination works especially well for older adults who feel numbness or tingling in their feet after sitting too long. You know that feeling, when you stand up and your legs feel half asleep, like they're not ready to carry you yet. Pomegranate and cayenne help push fresh, oxygen-rich blood down to those sleeping nerves and tissues, helping them wake up faster and recover more fully. I've had patients tell me that after drinking this in the early afternoon, the time when circulation naturally slows, their feet felt warmer, lighter, and less swollen by early evening. Some even noticed they could walk a little farther without that weighed-down feeling in the lower legs. And remember, this isn't about spice. It's about movement. It's about warmth returning to places that have felt cold for far too long. Number 4 on our list is a drink that athletes swear by, cardiologists respect, and many older adults are shocked by once they truly understand how it works. Because this combination, beetroot and tart cherry, doesn't just warm your feet or reduce stiffness for a moment. It taps into one of the most powerful circulation pathways your body has, a pathway that slows dramatically after age 60. I'm talking about the nitrate-nitrite-nitric oxide cycle. Don't worry, I'll explain it the way I explain it to my patients, so it's easy to understand. Imagine you drink beet juice. Inside that juice are natural nitrates. Your body can't use them yet. They're like raw ingredients waiting to be turned into something meaningful. But here's the magic. The moment the juice touches your tongue, friendly bacteria in your mouth begin converting those nitrates into nitrites. Then, once those nitrites reach the stomach and bloodstream, your body transforms them again. This time into nitric oxide, or NO. And nitric oxide is the molecule that tells your blood vessels to open up. It's like flipping on the lights in a dark hallway and saying, "All right, everyone move through." But here's the part almost nobody knows. Strong antibacterial mouthwash can break this entire cycle. If you use harsh mouthwash in the morning, You wipe out the very bacteria your body needs to turn beet juice into nitric oxide. It's like removing the workers and expecting the job to still get done. That's why I always tell my older patients, if you're drinking beet juice for circulation, skip the strong mouthwash for at least 1 hour before and after. Now, combine beetroot with tart cherry, and the effect becomes even more impressive. Tart cherry contains anthocyanins, powerful compounds that calm inflammation deep inside your blood vessels. As blood vessels relax and inflammation eases, the nitric oxide produced from the beet juice can flow more smoothly down to the legs, the ankles, and the feet. It's a 1-2 punch. Beetroot opens the door, tart cherry widens the hallway. And the best time to drink this? First thing in the morning. Why? Because that's when your body is naturally dehydrated, your circulation is slower, and your muscles haven't fully woken up yet. A morning dose of beet plus cherry acts like a gentle switch turning everything back on. Your energy, your focus, and especially your lower leg blood flow. Let me share a real example. I once had a patient, a 68-year-old man who struggled to walk even short distances. His legs would feel heavy after just a few minutes, and his feet were always cold, even in summer. I suggested he try beetroot and tart cherry every morning for 1 week. Nothing extreme, nothing fancy. Just 4 ounces of each, mixed together. By day 6, he walked into my office smiling, something I hadn't seen from him in months. He told me, "Doc, I don't know what happened, but I walked around the entire block yesterday. No stopping, no burning. My legs just worked." That's the power of restoring nitric oxide naturally. It doesn't just improve blood flow, it gives people their confidence back. Number 3 on our list is something warm, soothing, and almost comforting the moment you take that first sip. For centuries, people around the world have used a nighttime drink made from turmeric, what many call golden milk, not just for taste, but because of the way it gently calms the body from the inside out. And today, modern science finally explains why this simple cup can do so much for circulation, swelling, and stiffness, especially in older adults. The real star here is curcumin, the active compound in turmeric. Curcumin is like nature's inflammation fighter. Once it enters your bloodstream, it goes looking for areas of irritation, the spots where blood vessels feel tight, stiff, or swollen, and helps soothe them down. But here's the thing. On its own, curcumin is incredibly hard for your body to absorb. If you drink turmeric without preparing it the right way, you might only absorb a tiny fraction of the benefits. That's where piperine comes in, a compound found in black pepper. Piperine acts like a key that unlocks curcumin and guides it across the gut lining into your bloodstream. With piperine, curcumin becomes up to 20 times more absorbable. It's the difference between a locked door and an open one. And the way I like to describe it to my patients is this. Golden milk works almost like rubbing warm oil onto your blood vessels, except you're doing it from the inside. It relaxes the lining, reduces friction, and helps blood glide through your arteries instead of pushing and straining against them. When circulation becomes smooth like that, your feet feel warmer, your legs feel lighter, and even nighttime cramps start to fade. Now, why do we drink it about 1 hour before bed? Because that's when your body begins its nightly repair cycle. Your heart rate slows, your blood pressure naturally lowers, and your circulation shifts into a quieter, deeper rhythm. Drinking golden milk at this moment gives curcumin time to settle into your system right before your body begins repairing damaged vessel walls, clearing inflammation, and relaxing tense tissues. It's like giving your circulatory system a head start before the night's work begins. The warmth of the drink also plays a role. Warm liquids help relax muscles, calm nerves, and ease tension in the lower legs and feet. Many older adults tell me they feel their ankles loosen and their toes warm up within minutes. It becomes more than a drink. It becomes a nighttime ritual that signals to the body, it's okay to rest now. Here's how to make it the right way. The way I teach my own patients. 1. Warm 1 cup of whole milk or full-fat coconut milk on low heat. Don't boil it. We want a gentle warmth that your digestive system can welcome. 2. Add 1 teaspoon of high-quality turmeric powder. Look for deep color and a fresh scent. That's how you know it's potent. 3. Add a 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. This provides the piperine your body needs for absorption. 4. Add a 1/4 teaspoon of ginger powder for extra circulation support. 5. Finish with a pinch of Ceylon cinnamon, the kind that supports healthy blood sugar and makes the blend taste smooth and comforting. Whisk everything for about 5 minutes until the spices blend beautifully into the milk. Drink it while warm, not hot, and let it settle in as your body winds down for the night. Some seniors like to add a small teaspoon of raw honey, not for sweetness but because it brings additional antioxidants and helps the drink feel even more soothing. And here's what many people notice after a few nights. Less morning stiffness, fewer nighttime leg cramps, and a calmer, lighter feeling in the ankles. The warmth spreads gently, and the swelling that usually builds up during the day seems to soften by morning. Number 2 on our list brings us to a drink that's both beautifully simple and surprisingly powerful. Many people know hibiscus tea, that deep red color, that tart, refreshing taste. But what most older adults don't realize is that when you combine hibiscus with hawthorn berry, you create a circulation-boosting blend that works on 2 major fronts at the same time. Let me explain it the way I explain it to my patients, with both story and science. Years ago, I had a patient in her early 70s who struggled with cold feet and a tight, squeezing feeling in her calves anytime she walked more than a block. She wasn't in severe pain, but she always described it as, "My legs just don't cooperate." She was drinking plenty of water, eating well, taking her medications, yet nothing seemed to improve the circulation to her lower legs. One day, I suggested something gentle. Hibiscus plus a small amount of hawthorn. Nothing extreme, no supplements, just a warm herbal infusion. 2 weeks later, she walked into my office and said, "I don't know what that red tea is doing, but it feels like my heart is pushing blood farther than it used to." And she was right. That's exactly what this combination does. Hibiscus is rich in anthocyanins, natural compounds that help blood vessels relax and widen. When your vessels widen, blood moves with less resistance. It's like opening a tight doorway so more people can pass through comfortably. For someone with cold feet or stiff lower legs, this is a huge deal. But hawthorn brings a second layer of support. Hawthorn is loaded with flavonoids that gently strengthen the heart muscle. And I'm not talking about anything extreme. This isn't a stimulant or a boost. It's more like giving your heart a slightly firmer, more confident beat. A stronger heartbeat means more oxygen-rich blood gets pushed down to the areas that often struggle: the toes, the ankles, the calf muscles. Combine the two, hibiscus widening the pathway and hawthorn increasing the pumping power, and you get a remarkable effect. Better blood flow in and better blood flow out. A dual action. A two-way support system. A circulation strategy that works quietly, consistently, day after day. Now let's talk about how to make it. The correct, safe, and effective way. Start with 2 tablespoons of dried hibiscus petals, or 3 hibiscus tea bags. Pour about 16 ounces of hot water over them. Not boiling, just hot, and let them steep for 10 minutes. This allows the anthocyanins to fully release into the water. After that, add 1 teaspoon of hawthorn berry extract or a half teaspoon of hawthorn powder. Stir gently, let it sit for a minute, then sip slowly. You can drink half in the morning and half in the early evening to keep your circulation supported throughout the day. The taste is naturally tart, similar to cranberry juice, and many people enjoy it warm. But if you prefer something refreshing, it can be served chilled over ice. Just avoid adding too much sugar, since sugar stiffens blood vessels and works against everything this drink is trying to do. Now, I have to give you one important safety note here. And this is crucial for anyone taking heart medications. If you're on prescription drugs for blood pressure, heart rhythm, or heart strength, talk to your doctor before adding Hawthorn. Hawthorn is gentle, yes, but it can interact with heart medications by making them stronger. For many seniors, that's a good thing, but for others, it can be too much. Always get medical clearance if you're unsure. That said, for seniors who can take it safely, Hibiscus plus Hawthorn often leads to very real improvements. Warmer toes, reduced ankle swelling, calmer nighttime legs, and less heaviness when walking. Many say it feels like life is returning to their feet. Number 1 on our list is a drink that feels almost too simple to take seriously, until you understand the science behind it. And once you do, it becomes clear why so many older adults describe this smoothie as the moment their legs wake up again. This is the watermelon L-citrulline smoothie. And inside your body, it works like pumping ultra-clean fuel into your blood vessels. Not just for a few minutes, not just for an hour, but for nearly 24 hours straight. Let me explain why. Watermelon, especially the pale white part near the rind, is the richest natural source of L-citrulline on the planet. L-citrulline is an amino acid your body converts into L-arginine, and then into nitric oxide, or NO. And NO is the molecule that tells your arteries, hey, it's time to open up. When arteries open, blood can move faster, warmer, deeper into the muscles and nerves of your legs and feet. But here's the part that makes this drink stand out from everything else. Citrulline bypasses the liver. Most supplements get broken down before your body can even use them, but citrulline doesn't. It slips straight into your bloodstream, producing nitric oxide in a slow, steady stream that can last up to 24 hours. That means one smoothie can support your circulation all day and all night. Now, about that white part of the watermelon, the part most people throw away. That section is where citrulline is most concentrated. When choosing a watermelon, look for one with a thick white rind and a deep yellow field spot, a sign it ripened longer in the sun. The greener the outer skin and the firmer the rind, the better the citrulline content. Don't worry about the taste. Once blended with the red flesh and a little lime, it becomes naturally sweet and refreshing. Here's how I recommend preparing it. 2 cups of watermelon flesh. 1 cup of the white rind, peeled and chopped. Half a cup of coconut water for hydration. A tablespoon of fresh lime juice. A small handful of mint leaves. Blend until smooth. Drink it about 30 minutes before your largest meal. That's when your digestion starts pulling more blood into your gut, and this smoothie helps redirect some of that blood back to your legs where you actually need it. Let me share a real story. One that still makes me smile every time I remember it. I had a patient, 72 years old, who struggled to walk from his front door to the mailbox without stopping. His legs would tighten, his feet felt icy, and any small incline felt like a mountain. We added the watermelon smoothie into his daily routine. Nothing dramatic, just 1 cup before lunch. After 4 days, he told me his feet were warmer at night. After 1 week, he said he didn't have to stop halfway to the mailbox. By week 4, he walked around the entire neighborhood, something he hadn't done in nearly 2 years. And when I asked him how it felt, he said, "It was like someone turned the lights back on in my legs." That's the difference nitric oxide makes. Before the smoothie, his arteries were narrow, stiff, and starved of oxygen. After the smoothie, they opened, allowing every step to feel lighter, steadier, and more stable. The before and after comparison is often dramatic. Before, cold toes, numb patches, heavy calves, short walking distance. After, warmer feet, stronger steps, less cramping, better balance. and a sense of control returning. And the best part? It's natural, it's gentle, and it works with your body, not against it. For many seniors, this smoothie becomes more than a drink. It becomes a turning point, a moment where walking stops feeling like a chore and starts feeling possible again. Now that you know the most powerful circulation-boosting drinks, let me walk you through a simple 7-day circulation reset plan, something I've used with many of my older patients who wanted real results but didn't want anything complicated. Think of this plan as gently reminding your blood vessels how to work again, day by day. Day 1 and Day 2. Start your morning with the Beet plus Tart cherry blend. This wakes up the nitric oxide pathway and gets oxygen deep into the legs right from the start of the day. Day 3. Mid-morning, switch to green tea with fresh ginger. Warm, light, and perfect for keeping afternoon sluggishness away. Day 4. Have the Hibiscus plus Hawthorn infusion, half in the morning and half in the early evening for steady support. Day 5. Golden milk, 1 hour before bedtime. Let your blood vessels rest, repair, and relax overnight. Day 6. Return to pomegranate with a tiny pinch of cayenne. It's perfect for those mid-afternoon hours when your legs usually feel heavy. Day 7. Finish with the watermelon L-citrulline smoothie. This gives you a full 24 hours of nitric oxide support. A great way to end your reset. But remember, even the best plan won't work if you fall into common mistakes. Don't use strong antibacterial mouthwash right before drinking beet juice. It shuts down the nitrate to no cycle your body depends on. Don't drink these on an empty, irritated stomach, especially cayenne or ginger. And don't add sugar. Sugar stiffens arteries and undoes half the benefits. To make this 7-day reset even more effective, pair each drink with 3 small habits. Eat smart. Add leafy greens, berries, and fiber at each meal. Sleep well. Aim for 7 to 8 hours so your blood vessels can repair. Move gently. A 10-minute walk after meals works like a circulation pump. By the end of these 7 days, most people feel lighter on their feet, warmer in their toes, and more confident taking each step. It's not magic, it's consistency, and your body responds beautifully when you give it the chance. Before you start making changes, it's incredibly helpful to know where your circulation stands right now. And you don't need any machines, doctor visits, or fancy equipment to figure it out. There are 3 simple tests you can do right at home. Tests I've used with countless older adults to get a clear picture of how well blood is reaching your legs and feet. Think of these as gentle check-ins with your body. 1. The refill test. How fast does blood return? Sit down and lift one foot onto your opposite knee. Press firmly on the pad of your big toe until it turns pale. Then release and watch. If color returns within 2 seconds, your microcirculation is doing well. If it takes 3 to 4 seconds, your circulation may be slowing. If it takes 5 seconds or more, your arteries might be struggling to deliver blood efficiently. Most of my patients are shocked the first time they try this. It's simple, but it tells you exactly how awake your capillaries are. 2. The temperature test. Are your feet colder than they should be? Use the back of your hand and gently touch both of your feet, toes, arches, and ankles. If they feel noticeably colder than your hands or your lower legs, that's a sign your blood isn't reaching the extremities as well as it should. Cold feet aren't just an annoyance. They're often the first red flag of circulation slowing down long before symptoms like numbness or swelling appear. If one foot is colder than the other, pay extra attention. That can mean uneven blood flow, which is more common than people think. 3. The walking tolerance test. How far can you go before discomfort shows up? Take a relaxed walk around your home or down your driveway. Notice 3 things. Do your calves tighten quickly? Do your feet feel heavy or numb as you continue? Do you need to stop sooner than you'd like? If discomfort appears within 1 to 2 minutes, your muscles may not be getting enough oxygen. If you can walk 5 to 10 minutes without trouble, your circulation is likely in better shape. And if you feel lighter, warmer, or more stable after walking, that's a great sign your arteries still respond well to movement. Walking tolerance is one of the most honest indicators of vascular health. It never lies. How to read your results. If one or more of these tests felt slow, cold, or uncomfortable, don't panic. These tests don't diagnose disease. They simply show your body's current circulation baseline. What matters most is improvement. After a week of circulation-boosting drinks and gentle daily habits, repeat these tests. Most people notice at least one of these changes. Faster color return, warmer toes, longer walking time, less tightness in the calves, more confidence stepping up or standing up. Your body talks. These tests help you hear it. And the more aware you are, the easier it becomes to support your blood vessels the way they've always supported you. If there's one message I want you to walk away with today, it's this. Your circulation can improve at any age. I've seen it happen too many times to ever doubt it. Your legs are not giving up. Your feet are not too far gone. Your body is still willing to adapt, to heal, and to surprise you. Even in your 60s, 70s, 80s, and beyond. I'm reminded of a patient in her mid-70s who came to me feeling frustrated and discouraged. She could barely make it across her living room without stopping. Her legs felt heavy, her feet were always cold, and she believed this was simply the new normal. We started small. Just one simple drink a day, the same ones you learned about in this video. 3 weeks later, she walked into my office without assistance. She smiled and said, "I didn't think something this gentle could make such a difference." But it did. And that moment never leaves me, because it proves that real change starts with the smallest steps. Before we wrap up, let me give you a gentle reminder. These tips are educational, not medical advice. If you're taking heart medication, blood thinners, or managing conditions like diabetes or hypertension, please talk with your doctor before making any major changes. Your safety always comes first. But here's what you can do. Something safe, simple, and powerful. Pick one drink from this list and try it tomorrow. Just one. Then notice how your body responds. Sometimes the biggest improvements begin with one tiny shift in your daily routine. If this video helped you or gave you something new to think about, I'd love to hear from you. Share your age, your challenges, or the drink you're planning to try. We read every comment. And if you'd like more guidance like this, feel free to subscribe, leave a like, or share this video with someone who might need it. Thank you for spending your time with us today. Take care of your legs, take care of your heart, and most importantly, take care of yourself.